And I know that Bill has been waiting patiently to space.
Hey,
No. Cortex went to space because he's impatient. It's very different.
So are we doing Shackleton or no? What's the verdict there?
I think we. Well, I
think
would
Shackleton
like to
is
do Shackleton. I got vows tied into that.
But I think Shackleton is a short stop. You can work on your valves while we the heavy equipment, and then we're out.
Yeah.
Not backtracking is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what Margie can correct me on this. You're saying you don't want to spend a week in Shackleton. You just want to spend a couple hours there.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, and also that we're planning on coming back down and dealing with Navarin.
I'm also really okay not being in Spotlight at the moment because my food just arrived, so I can eat.
Oh, well,
Nice.
Go ahead. That's important. I have to say, a total aside here. After playing D&D, I'm kind of used to the bars on top. So meaning, something a little different. So the green bar makes me always think of health. Like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, Earl's damaged? When did he get hurt?
No, I did red for health, blue for mental, because those are the colors I'm used to for
healing and mana potions.
Well, that
there you go.
that and Eldritch Horror. And then green being momentum.
I'm not sure. I want to be related to Eldritch Horror, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, to Shackleton.
All right, so you guys load up. You load up on the shuttle, and
Before I'm sorry. Before we
Oh,
go
you're
to the
going to make
shore-
Earl do that?
No, I'm not.
You
But
sure?
we did need to offload the medical stuff that we pulled from the ship.
oh yeah, you did get that, and I
Yes.
think you already did that roll to
I have not.
check your gear.
Oh,
I
I did.
thought you did.
That I did
Yeah.
I did do the gear check.
Yeah,
I have
and
not
so
done
The
we,
completion?
I haven't done the vow yet.
right. So
Work
we
like
didn't
that.
mark it before. So you did the move. You've unloaded it. Go ahead and make your mark.
And I will actually end up fulfilling that when we're off at Shackleton because that's where Nan is. But
Okay.
I feel she's the one that needs to determine whether I've actually given her medical help.
All right. So
Is Nancy in Shackleton, right?
Yep.
Yes.
she,
And that's what you just said. Okay, never mind.
she went with the folks who were injured to see what they have there for being able to support people, and also this Lincoln
Thing.
All right.
Every time everybody gets quiet, I suddenly tense up because I think I blue screened again. It's like I have blue screened 6 times in the last 30 minutes. Once
What
a
are
couple
you
days ago.
doing?
I don't know. Last time I literally was just switching drives in File Explorer when it blue screened. Like I wasn't doing anything.
Say that now.
It's
It all has to do with the Office of Management and Budget. He keeps talking about OMB. I don't know what else that means.
oh no, not OMB. What is that? OBS.
OBS.
That's the recording software, which I now have running on a different. I'm on a different computer entirely. I'm on a laptop, and then I was like, "Don't tell me the blue screen followed it," because then I would very profoundly blame OBS, but apparently no.
It's infectious.
I don't think.
Transfers through your fingers.
I don't know. I honestly don't think I don't seem to have captured anything from Google Plus. Once upon a time, all that old stuff. Don't see it anywhere. I feel like I had it at one point. I don't remember where, but anyway.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, carry on.
All right.
Off to Shackleton.
So-
Are we shuttling? We're shuttle
Yep.
busing?
So when you guys get there, I'm gonna just do this because I can do it really quickly from the tokens. Everyone gets a momentum
Love it.
because the shuttle.
Happily take it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Dude.
Let's,
Mine
let's-
didn't go. Should it have gone?
Mine went.
Yeah, as I say, yours should be at 3 now.
Oh, that's right. I got in there.
I'm at
you'd already-
8.
Jeez Louise.
Woohoo. My turn to be Dave.
Yep. Nails is the lead character now.
I like that. Works for me.
Got the big mo.
As I say, it's your kids who came up with with that role.
Yeah, the lead. Yeah, who's the lead character? Yeah, I like that.
Uh-huh. All right. So, you guys get up on, or you guys load up on the shuttle, take off, and it is a brisk little trip over to Shackleton. Unlike your last time, where there were people like, loaded up on carts and everything to greet you, this time it's same as it always was. Nobody comes outside.
Interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Trust me, that's far less ominous than it sounds.
Okay.
They're busy.
That'd be
It's
good. That'd be good if they were busy.
Well, I'll knock on the door.
Mhm. Well,
We'll ring in.
I was gonna say, yeah. Lincoln lets down the shield when you guys get there, opens the door, and unlike the last time when you were here, you can actually hear people talking.
Wow.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's been a while for some of you guys since you heard 100 people talking at once.
I think it's going to make some people unhappy. Not me. I love talking.
No, I like people. I don't like them in a.
Like them in quantity?
I don't like them in a no, a gravity well.
Anyway,
Okay.
so once you guys are actually, through the area that, Lincoln has led you all through, to get to where the Vault Dwellers residence is. You come down into, basically it has the makings of like a big, like a mall food court is almost the aesthetic that you get. It is just
Like
big,
it.
bunch of benches. There's a couple of different places for people to like go up with like trays to get food, and
Can relate.
you can see there are people like all over the place. There are people like, you can see a few people like laying down next to the benches that are obviously Mariposans who had been transported over here. And you can see Nan like, running around different areas. The only thing is, there is about half a dozen of the Shackletons following her around at any given time. And these
Following
people
Nan
are
around?
like, yes, and these people are enraptured.
Because she has.
Like,
This is what a person with a backbone looks like.
She is our leader.
Oh, duh. Oh boy. Well, I mean, it got worse.
uh-huh.
That's I will certainly go over to Nan and ask her how things are going with her people here.
Yep. And when you see her, she's just like, oh good, people who will actually talk back to me. All right. I'm guessing you brought supplies. Are we getting back on your shuttle to go back? What's going on?
If your people, I'm planning on this, but you're right. If the injured here are okay, we brought down a bunch of supplies from the ship. It's actually back in Mariposa. Maybe we should have brought them here, since that's where the people who are really in need for them are.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, and if you want, roll to complete that vow.
I will do that because it's
let's-
pretty close.
Let's see how this shapes things. I have an idea.
Does it
Hey.
have a strong hit in your idea? Because
It did have a strong hit in my idea. It's kind of hard not to get a strong hit when
you got a 9. Yeah.
when you have an auto 9. But yeah, Nan is like, oh no, it would have been wasted. Have you seen what this place has? These people are sleeping in beds. Like,
They have clean water I can wash wounds with.
yeah, we didn't have to like pump any water or anything like that. They can just give us water. This is probably the nicest places I've ever been. I mean, she kind of looks over her shoulder for a second. She's like, I don't think these people have ever met anybody who actually tells them what to do.
I mean, they kind of have.
They have.
No one with a pulse.
Yeah. They definitely need help learning to chart their own path. But if that path is in parallel with all their fellows here on Pharos, that's great. And maybe this becomes a model for what you can do in the other settlements now that the meteor strikes are under control.
Maybe, but I'm too old for this. You're definitely going to have to get somebody other than me to do this.
Remind me of one detail. Do they have kids here?
What's that?
Do they have
Does the
kids?
settlement have kids?
This settlement? No, you have not met anybody over or under the age of like 19.
What's the line from Battlestar Galactica? They gotta start making babies.
If you remember your previous interaction with Lincoln, he actually had the opposite plan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Serve supplies.
Is Leslie one of the folks that's been following her around? If not, I will ask about her.
No, and Nan will point you over like, oh yeah, they're over there, and you can see like Leslie like talking with a bunch of other people. You know, it's at like one of those cafeteria, at one of those like long cafeteria tables, and there's probably like a dozen people like sitting down, while Leslie is kind of like leaned over at one, like at the head of it, and just
Holding
kinda,
court.
explaining things. And as you get closer, you will start to hear things like, yes, so they made fire, and that's what they were cooking their food on. And you can see these people are like somewhere in between a mix of like you see people who are like both disgusted and also people who are like, ooh, this sounds
We can
savage.
cook with fire? Oh, I mean, it's like people who like to camp, right? You know?
Yeah.
That's like, ooh, we can cook with fire? I bet that's
Uh-huh.
different.
And you start to hear, Leslie describing a tool that they're using, and it takes you a moment before you're like, Leslie's talking about a shovel. Like, it is the most interesting thing in the world.
They use a metal plate on a stick to dig in the ground.
And people are like, why would they dig into ground? There's water underground. Why is there water underground? Apparently that's where it comes from.
What? I'm reminded of, do you guys remember when we were doing Living Jungle way back in
Yes.
the day? And like somebody found a ceramic spork, but nobody knew what it was, so they figured it was a holy symbol, and somebody was started wearing it around their neck on a leather thong. Because, what could it
Yes.
possibly be? Anyway,
Because, hey, why not?
it doesn't
I
rot
just still
in the
remember
rain.
that. I just remember that character.
Who communicated by scent.
Yeah.
Yes, but my favorite was like he was like a big dinosaur creature who managed to be like the only one in the party to secure his hide check.
Yeah.
That's something.
Everyone else was babbling. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail us, but it just reminded me, like the
Right.
whole like describing these crude tools, like they're.
Speaking of my favorite character, though, definitely.
Leslie, how are you doing?
And when Leslie sees all you, it's like, oh, these are the people from space.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I just let's just like process for a second that like she's describing a shovel and fire like it was this amazing like otherworldly thing. She was on a spaceship in orbit.
That's closer to what they're all used
Yeah,
to.
I mean, basically,
Yeah, that's fair.
hey, sterile corridors, food from slots in the walls,
Yeah, that's fair.
clean
Okay.
water when you push the
We're-
button.
We're at the
There
end
was
of
this-
Wall. This is the end of Wall-E, where the humans have come back to Earth and like, holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, space,
You are
whatever.
absolutely right.
Wait, have
All
you guys finally seen Wall-E?
We did. Yes.
I have not.
Go see Wall-E.
I need to at some point.
You're really
I would recommend it. It's, to my mind, a horribly depressing movie, but it's
We watched it with a boy. It was fun.
in
Uh,
a
It was because there was a lot of conicness that
it's a depressing movie.
He's not wrong, but I mean that's Pixar.
not as depressing as some that I can mention.
All of Toy
Pixar?
Story. All of Toy Story. All of Toy
Oh,
Story. All of Toy
well.
Story.
I've never been a huge Toy Story fan. Maybe that's why.
Anyway, but yeah, Bill's right on the money.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should let's
Anyway.
process and proceed.
anyway,
I will.
No. But Leslie, the first thing Leslie wants to know is, were you all able to make friends with the leader of the
These-
camp?
These two who have been at blows were actually having drinks together.
And I didn't even get punched. Not even once.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because
Not-
now that you're friends, we have a favor for you to ask for us.
You want a campfire? Have s'mores? Baya, sing along.
We have some people who want to go there and see how the things are done.
I think that's an excellent idea. And I think just as Nan and her people have come here to see how things are here, I think if you send people there, people will find what they like and people will be able to share how to do things so that you'll all be safer.
Definitely can talk to Faith about that.
Mm-hmm.
Not just going to send them cross country without having a conversation.
Make sure you
All
fill
right.
your canteens first.
Why don't you, I'll tell you what. I got a little bit of work to do. You all can help me with that. The people, I got a little test for you, young lady. Why don't you get together the ones that want to head over to Mariposa, and because they're going to be outside, they need to get used to this kind of thing. I got a little work to do upstairs with outside with some tools and equipment. And the folks that want to head over to Mariposa, if they're serious about it, I need them to get up there and help me lug some stuff around. Turn a couple of wrenches, get some cables pulled, and we're gonna see if they're ready to commit. And I'll learn a little bit about them too. So when I go back and talk to Faith, I can give her the good word
And what good workers they are.
on what good workers they are. So because she ain't gonna. You've seen her. She won't take dead weight. So let's get the live weight upstairs and sweating a little bit. You got water. You can wash yourself off afterwards.
I am still gonna help you out here.
Oh, absolutely. I've got an angle on two of these things. I want to gather information on the people that are going to come over, just so I have that as a thing to bring back over to Faith. I want to do a gather information toward advancing establishing healthy cooperation between the settlements, and then I'm going to with Nell's help get the dish up. I mean, theoretically, also their help get the dish up and get that connection up between all the stations. Hopefully.
Now, I will also bring up
Mm-hmm.
on the Wayfinder sheet, finishing that particular vow with Nan from Blaze, which, by the way, don't forget to mark your 1 XP.
On the Wayfinder sheet. Oh, Nan.
But yeah, I marked Nan, so Nan is now 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Also, Faith has some more text, because you did complete quests for Mariposa.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's up. 5 is pretty good, honestly, for Faith.
I was about to say, for a formidable, that's damn impressive.
We'll probably...
That's almost in spitting range of trying to make the, making that roll.
Yeah. At this point in time, a 50-50 feels... I guess it's better than a 50-50 because you got 2 different dice, but it still feels a little shaky.
Do you really want to risk complications with your relationship with Faith?
I mean, Faith comes with complications.
Well, that's why she's formidable. You like her to be extreme?
Not especially. Dave, do you want to conclude the Nan thing? I feel like it's pretty good.
Well, I got the strong hit on it. I let Nan know about the supplies. She sounds like she's convinced. So I think that's fulfilled at this point.
Your vow is, but this is for
the connection.
Nan as a connection.
Okay.
On the Wayfinder sheet.
When you
on the Wayfinder.
Well, that turning into a bond. When your relationship with a connection is ready to evolve, roll the challenge dice and compare your progress. On a strong hit, you now share a bond. Mark a reward on your bond's legacy track per the connection's rank, troublesome, dangerous, etc. You can either bolster their influence when your connection aids you on a move closely associated with the role, add +2 and +1, or expand their role, and she gets bonuses on 2 different things. On a weak hit, same thing, but they ask something more of you first. To gain the bond and the legacy reward, ask the oracle, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, but yeah, with an 8.
Probably good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Flipper.
I should think. Okay.
Worst case
I
scenario.
will go ahead and roll that thing.
If not, I mean, she gave us a beautiful opening. Because if she's like, we want to turn her into something serious, and she's like, you don't understand, I'm retired.
Okay, I got the weak hit.
Whew.
You did get the weak hit. However, yes. Let's see, on a weak hit, as above, but they have something more of to gain their bond and the legacy reward. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. She definitely would be like, no, this is a great place to spend my golden years, which have come far too early. But yeah, I'm not going to lead these people. You're going to need to get one of them actually up and in shape for that.
I don't disagree with you.
I will certainly help them, but you're going to have to actually
I'm
get
one of
somebody to go forward.
I'm already committed to the idea of having them be able to stand on their own, and not be dependent on some leader from outside telling them what to do.
Mhm.
So yeah,
I'm not here, but as a player, I have a solution that I think would be wonderful to see. This is the reason I asked about kids earlier. Like, imagine if there's a bunch of kids who are 6 to 12 years old, and they're just playing, and one of the games that they're playing is do what Nan does. And they are giving orders, and they're organizing stuff, and they're, basically playing that game of doing what Nan does. But this is also what helps motivate, the older people to follow their example.
There's no reason why the 19-year-olds couldn't be playing that game because
So
they are maturity suppressed.
They are.
where I was going with this is that whatever Lincoln is doing, unless you're putting chemicals in the food, you can't really shut down instinctual human responses. And one of those things is to push forward and try to find your own identity and all that kind of stuff. So I think that focusing on the kids that are here or bringing in some outside kids would be an awesome way to move forward on this.
Yeah, and we can get some of the kids over here. I mean, there's certainly some in Mariposa. I mean, he doesn't have to put birth control in the food totally works,
Oh, but in terms of actually getting an encouragement for self-identity.
Yeah, you shut off the human personality. That's
Yeah.
what
Oh, yeah, that for sure. Yeah.
And one of the things we can find out is if any of the people we brought over here for healing, has family that would like to come and visit them while they're recuperating, and so we might actually get more. We might actually get some kids that way as part of family units.
So what you're suggesting here is a cultural exchange.
Yep.
Don't tell Faith that. We tell Faith that there's some folks here that have volunteered to help out while able-bodied folks from Mariposa are visiting their family members.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a cultural exchange. That sounds too civilized for Faith.
Possibly.
So what do we need to agree to get her to?
Well, all she wants is to find somebody else to be put in charge of these people. Because, at least in her opinion, Lincoln isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, they have talked about this Lincoln person. All I've heard this Lincoln person talk about the entire time I've been here have been weather satellites.
Yeah, he's not a good match for actually taking care of people.
He's been a bit lobotomized.
At the micro level, he's not good at taking care of people. At the macro level, sure.
So
He's good at taking care of the concept of people.
is Leslie one of the folks that wanted to visit Mariposa?
Leslie is the person that knows about Mariposa, right. So that's the person who's kind of, you can definitely see, these people are going because Leslie is saying, come on, we can get these people to take us.
So, all right, listen, Nan, we don't need you to be in charge. We do need you to keep the wheels on while we get somebody leveled up. Not being in charge, just keep doing what you've been doing. Keep them from, kiss their boo-boos and spray the Bactine on and all that kind of good stuff. And just provide a bit of an example for what people look like with a spine. And you give us a couple of weeks, we'll get somebody shined up for you. Or dirtied up, probably.
I have a question. Is there somebody in the Naveen pods that could be defrosted that would be another cultural exchange?
Oh, it's highly possible.
Yeah, I think I would love to see that, but I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want to loop back to that.
Bring a Navaran person to come in as the new leader here.
Got it.
Yeah.
You really want is an administrator, not a leader, an administrator.
Somebody. They need somebody who's gonna actually make decisions and not just get steamrolled by the other two groups. And that, part of learning how to deal with Faith is learning how to deal with Faith.
Yep.
So yeah, we should. If Leslie isn't going, Leslie's going. If Leslie was already going, that should be encouraged.
Well, I don't know that she needs to go again.
But it sounds like she's the base for them going.
Oh, she's the inspiration. She may not be going, which is fine. We've actually already got her as a driven introvert. Lots of driven introverts have led groups. They just don't like giving speeches. That's fine.
I'm just wondering, though, getting back to the thought of third person in the mix, wondering if Nan would feel better if there was someone to take on. I know she wants to be retired. If we brought on somebody that was administrative, bookkeeper, not a leader, defrost somebody.
I'm not of the impression
Which
that she
to give
cares
us
to it
more time.
as long as it isn't her.
Not as a leader. I think what she's saying is that she doesn't want to commit to making help making decisions for these people. But if we had additional support for her, so that was less of a burden, she could be more retired. In other words, a transitional period for her.
And I will say this: Nan has no problem telling, giving advice to people. That is half of what Nan does. It's just less, not going to be.
She's the doctor. She's Dr. McCoy. She's happy to give advice to people and even boss them around within certain areas. But she doesn't want to sit in the big chair.
That is an apt metaphor.
I mean, we can cut right to the chase for this. I mean, here's the thing: we've been aiming at Leslie being in charge of this place for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's fine. We don't have to. And partly at a meta level, I want to be able to wrap this up so we can say that this is resolved before we jump off land, because we'll probably be back, but I mean we'll certainly probably be back to back down the well at some point for something, but we don't have. I mean, I don't think we have the spoons for screwing around with a whole nother quest just to level somebody up.
Can we meta her as?
Well, no, we do a compel on the whole group and say, okay, guys, time to vote for a leader. You have to pick somebody from here. Who's in charge? It has to be somebody but you don't have a leader. The other groups do. If you guys want to work with these other groups on blah blah blah, on par, you gotta vote. So put some people's names in a hat and let's get this thing going. That
is the most straightforward method of handling this.
Yeah, and then whoever's in charge, don't worry, whoever's in charge, we've got somebody here, point at Nan, who's gonna give you advice and stuff, but we need, kind of coach you along because she knows everybody, the people at Mariposa and the other groups as well as anybody does, which is not a lie, although not necessarily implying that she's an expert on everybody, but she's, she knows more than anybody else here does. And she'll help out, tell you when you're being an idiot, but that's what we need to do. Just to kind of
I'm
put a bow on this.
I am all in favor of that.
All right.
So
you to get compelling.
What kind of compel would it be based on?
Probably. I mean, you are just trying to encourage them, and encourage is part of the heart one.
All right. I'm going to go unpack the crates up top, send up the Mariposan candidates when they're ready, plus Leslie. Get the vote going. And then I just walk out, because talking to people about this kind of crap.
That's not a real strength.
I had not. Well, it depends on the situation, but these people creep me out. So I'm going to go unpack a box and let Blaze do his thing.
Navigate the election.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
I'm with you there. I'll help ride herd over the
fine
and tenderfoots.
Yeah, I'll just go pick it up.
This is part of a vow that I have made, so I am happy to do what is necessary to fulfill it. So is this something to do should I just be doing the compel, or?
Well, I will tell you. If you want, you can. Getting people to make decisions is Nan's entire buck. If you want to get Nan's help on this,
you can get Nan's help. That's nice.
You can get Nan's help.
I will get Nan's.
I love this. I love the scene in that, we go to Nan and say, listen, well, I'm not going to lead them, so you need to figure something else out. And I think let's just make them have an election. They got to pick somebody. Well, they're probably going to pick. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're probably going to pick that. That's fine, but they need to pick somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm walking out, I just give out one of those, those piercing, finger whistles. It's like, hey, listen up. Man's got something to say. And I just keep walking out.
Nice.
All right.
Everybody listen up.
So
Blaze, talk.
If I'm getting Nan's help, what is that?
So she's a connection with you. This falls within her purview, so you get a +1 on your roll.
Nice.
Okay. And this is important. to me, so I kind of feel like I need to do something further to get an advantage in terms of,
Dave, how much more help do you need when you have 7 momentum?
Okay.
You got 7
Fair
momentum and a +4.
Fine. I will do a heart roll for my compel with a +1.
We're totally jinxing him by saying this is gonna just go.
I know.
I know.
There we go.
Strong
Look at
hit
that.
though. Oh,
Did not even need to pray for it.
solid 10.
You rolled as high as you could.
There you go.
All right. So yeah. So Dave, tell me how Blaze, pitches this thing.
You people here in Shackleton have so much that you've retained. The physical comforts you have, the medicine, things like that. The one thing that you have lacked that we've seen during this time is being the master of your own fate.
Dependence.
Your independence, your ability to decide things for yourself. And you had Lincoln telling you things to do, and since then you've kind of had Nan telling you, what you should be doing. But you need to, as part of the greater Pharos community, really, really be your own people and make your own decisions. And to help with that, I think you need to choose a leader among your people who can, reflect your will in talking
With this
the
transition.
other communities during this transition. Not to tell you what to do, but to help make what you want to have happen.
And speak to the other leaders as a peer.
Speak to the other leaders as a peer. Be strong for you to them, and be your representative. Or in the mighty words of the Ede Plebista. No, never mind. So I think about who among you could do that, who is strong enough to talk to the other leaders, who maybe has done some traveling.
Laying it on thick. I like it.
So that they know about some of these other places, but someone who you trust to act for you, and also, give you advice as to what you should do. It needs to be one of your people here, because each of the other communities have their own people, their own leaders. You need to figure out who that should be for you. And, we have a box here that we can set up where you can press, once you have some candidates, you can then each secretly press a letter here, and at the end it will tell what most of the people wanted to have happen. Most of the people counting being
I like it. They're like, we know how voting works, Dad. Anyway.
Yes, but you haven't used our special voting machines, which are high technology and completely under Algo's control.
But yeah, no. So yeah, they get going. Very soon, it becomes obvious they're gonna do what you guys were expecting them to do.
Can we mark that as a advance on the getting them blah, 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 the thing from the Wayfinder?
The 3 cities together, working
Wayfinder.
together.
Yeah.
And
Since we now have peers.
Well, you know what? Yeah, peers.
Healthy
that seems like a
cooperation.
thing.
Healthy cooperation needs
That's
everybody operating on the same level.
Yep.
as
I
part of
would
the
say
same,
so.
as part of the same, my vow to help the Shackletons become autonomous,
Yep.
Nice. Good job, Dave.
which
Woot.
we get 6 out of 10 for that.
Yep. So I
So
did
maybe
some
I'm the one who
checks.
has to go tell Leslie that she's been drafted.
Yeah, is that how you're going to complete that? Because I've done some rolls here.
Okay.
I've done some oracle rolls to find out, how likely it was that they were gonna to vote for Leslie. So it was about 50-50. They did it.
Nice.
Then whether or not Leslie freaked out, that one was also a 50-50. Leslie did not.
Nice.
So, yeah. You can tell Leslie is definitely nervous about this, though. There's no getting around that one.
So can I don't want to term it as a compel because I don't want to compel her, but I want her to, you know, can I instill confidence in her that she is, you know, she's the right person for this, or that we think that, you know, she's shown from the very moment we arrived here. She act.
You know what this might be? This may be test your relationship.
Ooh.
Ooh.
When your relationship with a connection is tested through conflict, betrayal, or circumstance.
It's a
All plus
scary
art.
move.
But you do share a bond, so you get +1.
Okay. Well, everybody keeps saying that's all I need, right?
+1
that
is
and
pretty
all my
good.
momentum and my heart.
Oh, you should have gotten the
I'm not-
momentum from that compel.
I
too.
already picked it
Oh,
up.
nice. Good.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I will go ahead and do that heart roll.
Do it.
Thank you.
What?
All right.
That's
so,
glorious.
I just want to also mention that right now I took a screenshot of this succession of strong hits and opportunities, and I'm looking for the right meme to caption this with. But right now, the feeling is Army of Darkness is it's a trick. Get an axe.
Yeah. I am right
Well-
there with you.
I mean,
mean,
the thing is, like, I
I'm-
think we've seen one double so far in the whole game.
yeah.
We get
No,
3
one
in
or
one
two.
night.
One or two. Yeah.
There's been a few opportunities popping up. We got 2 tonight, though.
I am posting this up on the
Hey.
Starforged Discord. Anyway, so yeah, good news. Everybody, mark a tick on your bonds track.
Nice.
That is in your progress, not under bonds.
Progress.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say. Bonds. A tick on my mark. Ooh, I have a dash
Yep, you do have a dash.
to go with my Octothorpe.
Dash likes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anyway, Dave, I would also say, yeah. So
Please tell me that works as another mark for my vow.
I do think so. I think the opportunity is definitely going to be like, you know. So after you have your
Heart to heart with Leslie.
your heart to heart with Leslie, like
Talk her down.
yeah, Leslie is definitely like, you know, more confident in this. He's like, you know what, you are right. I have traveled farther than anyone here and done things people here have never done. You know, it may not be the same things that those other people have done, but you know, our world is kind of broken at the moment.
You are so right, and that's an insight that I think a lot of people don't have. So, help your people and help all the people here of Pharos to unbreak it. And you know, when you get to the point when you look at the stars, maybe be in a position to send people out to find out what our destiny there is together.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Dig it.
Leslie is definitely excited about this now.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'm gonna roll to fulfill my Shackleton autonomy.
Strong hit. I like how the result shows up before the numbers do.
Well, the results are just text. These are images, I believe. So I think that's why. All right, Dave, you're doing great. You also get progress on your quest track.
Oh, nice. Okay. On my quest.
The way they coded the vow progress is the weird. If you mouse over the vow progress and look at what they did. I mean, I know why they did it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need to round down off of partial ticks and stuff like that. But it's still like, really? Okay. All right.
Okay. So that is now clear. Clearly,
Oh, I've been putting that in the wrong place. Put those in experience, not on the quest track. That's not right. 2 I closed today. Those would be
One.
track, right?
Yep, they would be on your bonds track,
Ones?
or not bonds quest.
Quest. Okay, 2 chicks on my quest track. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
no, Mr. Bonds, I expect you to be marked.
No.
Now
Back,
that
I'm
does
good.
fill up your box for
That
quests.
gives me 1.
That gives you 2.
Oh.
Every filled box here is 2 XP.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just think about what I want to spend my money on.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I still have like 3 experience to spend.
Yep. So yeah, I remember, Margie, you got the thing. So
Yeah.
you are actually looking at all of your stuff because you have 3 filled boxes. You should have 6 total experience because you've spent 3 of it on the new asset for the retro or for the refit.
Nice. I'm sorry. I meant 3, right?
Yeah, you're at 3. You're at 6 XP, with 3 spent.
There's 2 boxes
Oh,
up there.
okay. I was doing that the wrong way. Okay. Thank you for
Yep.
fixing me.
That's okay.
It's a little bit weird to like, here's the experience and how much has been spent versus, have it not be like with zeros.
Yeah. Well, there should never be like an odd number of experience. You should be getting experience in like 2 XP packets.
Okay,
Makes sense.
then
And you can
I
spend it in
shouldn't be at
2s or
5.
3s.
You should not be at 5. You should be at 4 because you have 2 filled boxes, 1 for quest and 1 for bond. But you almost have another quest box full.
I thought we got some. Okay.
No, you shouldn't be getting other XP.
Okay.
Unless I'm doing something wrong.
I
don't believe so.
If you are, I'm not in a position to be able to say so.
That's fair.
Okay. So, Earl.
Yes, sir. I
You're-
would like
you're-
to. I need to. I think
you
we've
need
been
to
doing.
get. So, I know that Margie Nails wanted to help wrangle these people.
Yeah. So I have 2 roles. One is the sort of gather information on these people that show up,
Mm-hmm.
which may be sort of a secondary thing that happens sort of after.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just, I think we've been doing is like a face danger wit to get everything sort of technically set up.
Yep. And this time, since you know how everything's going, it's not going to be that hard. Your wits role in this one is more making sure that you're keeping an eye on these people to make sure they don't do anything stupid.
Gotcha. So between,
It would be kind of a bummer if they like electrocuted themselves or something.
so Nails, obviously she can do the aid another to secure an advantage. That's awesome. I
You
have,
also have
I've got
you
like
have
a
your
plus
one from your tool.
Yeah, rolling
Alright.
over from the thing I did in Mariposa. So,
Yep.
Set me up, Nails, with your human wrangling.
Will do.
What would human wrangling be?
Well, it depends on.
I was thinking more like I'm making sure that the equipment makes it to the roof.
That's fair.
Ah.
That is more along the grunt side.
I'll
You
I'll do human
And making
wrangling
sure
while
that-
she's just. Do
I'm
this-
making sure that you don't have to worry about the equipment falling. You can just be observing the people.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
the thing we did on Mariposa. I'll keep these guys from tying themselves up in the cables.
So Nails, you're just hauling.
Hmm?
All right, that sounds iron to me.
I get a plus on that, don't I?
You do get a +1 because you're assisting somebody, and if you get a hit, you +1 momentum.
Overlapping windows.
All right, opportunity. Oh, look at that again! That's a
Wow.
third double tonight.
All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna soak all the bad karma on my dice rolls. I feel it. It's coming. It's gonna be double 10s. Nothing but double 10s the whole way.
All right. So, again, I do not have any strong opinions of this opportunity. I think probably not just do you get things up there, but you're You know what? I think you've identified enough people, in what their intentions are on all of this, to kind of get an idea of what's going on. So I think your opportunity here is Doyce, you don't need to make your gather information roll. By the end of this, you're both going to have a good sense of these folks.
Are you sure about that? Because I was going to use the gather information roll to advance the whole building relationship between the 3 communities, because I was going to have all this information for Faith.
You have it anyway.
Have what anyway?
Oh, from my roll.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
can still
Yeah.
do it.
just let her roll be the roll I was going to do.
Right. So
Love it.
Yes. When you take that information to Faith now, you can advance your thing.
Gotcha. Keel.
All right. So Doyce, take us home. You have +2.
So, also, it is a bonding experience for the 2 of us.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
So
that's right.
we
You've never got an opportunity on this special move. What is this? Tell me
Right.
more.
So on a strong hit with a match, envision how this moment marks the big breakthrough or milestone in your relationship. Both of you may mark 1 tick on your bond legacy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? I've got thoughts, but what are you thinking? Because this is your role. Bond legacy.
If nothing, or under
Montage
your
scene.
under your progress.
I don't know. What was your thought?
I have a thought too, but I'll let.
Oh, I'll let everybody go for it. I'll pick the best.
This is the first time that we're like working with not just more people in our group, and they're sort of tripping over themselves and nervous, and they're outside and blah, blah, blah. But they're more to the point, they're just the first time we've been working with a group that's not us and sort of working together, and they're all kind of so there's this very clear sense of there being sort of two levels to the interaction. We've had this before, but we are all doing it as part of the ship's crew. We don't notice it when we don't notice it till we have a good contrast, right? So a lot of we're actually sort of noticing, that's a better word for it. We're noticing all of the unspoken communication that we have. The little chin nods and just a grunt and like an elbow move or something to indicate where something needs to go. Guessing ahead of time, stuff, and even like fun things like the fact that without us even actually saying anything, we both kind of smile at the same time because of an inside joke with getting this whole thing set up, because we're remembering the last time or the time before or whatever, or something that happened on the ship. So like we're actually sharing like an inside joke with neither one of us having actually said anything, and everybody else still babbling around us. And we make eye contact long enough to go, hey, we're both smirking at the same thing, and that's also kind of cool. Maybe I don't know. What's Mike?
I can just imagine one of the one of the Shackletons just asking you guys like, "Why are you laughing?
Yeah, what's
Something funny happened?" It's like, "Oh no, look, 2 months ago there was this thing while we were coming out of gravity. Don't worry, it's not important."
Yeah, it's you both had to be there, and honestly, it wouldn't help. So yeah, no,
that sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, is that cool?
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Just and it's a.
And I think from my perspective, it's also sort of that realizing that even though Nails is here rolling iron, that he's also able to evaluate the other people. So you additionally recognize her as more than
just
and
muscle.
she recognizes you as more than your tech role.
Yeah, nice.
Probably at the end of it, she's going to give you a really bad time about saying you don't like planets.
This is fair. So you don't understand my batting average on this. All right. So what does that roll over to me? Is it 2 momentum and a +1?
2 momentum and +2 total. So
right,
+1 from your
plus
tool.
2 total. So my momentum's up to a 5, and I'm doing wits.
And I get a momentum too, right?
And you get a momentum too. You get a momentum, and
Woo!
you get a momentum.
Almost at the Dave range.
My kids were, they don't even know what they're quoting. But we were watching My Hero Academia this week and just binging it. They through like 3 seasons. It's stupid. But when they're blocked off their laptops and their phones for a week, and it's amazing how much they want to sit down with dad and watch a show. There was occasionally there'd be an episode that would pop up where it was like this thing is happening, but most of the episode is like flashing back to stuff like with their dad when they were kids or something, whatever. And you get a backstory, and you get a backstory, and you get a backstory. Everybody gets a backstory. They've never seen the Oprah thing ever, but somehow they've nailed it.
It's
bees. Everyone gets bees.
Everyone gets bees. I want bees. All right, wits modifier of 2. All my fingers crossed, and I'll take it. It's not a match. It's not a match on the challenge dice.
Wow.
I will take a strong hit.
I was scrolled up. I didn't realize you had rolled. Okay,
yeah, I did.
All right. So you have your stuff rebuilt.
Nice. That is all of that locked in, and I said, "Hey, Algo, let's bring this thing all together."
3-way communication go.
3-way communication go. I'll very, gradually and carefully bring this thing up online so I don't blow a goddamn fuse at the last second, and I will fulfill this vow and hopefully not pooch it. Nice.
Strong hit.
Shackleton and Mariposa connected to Never Knowledge Vaults. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 100% online, and Lincoln did not immediately take over the network, so I'm going to call that a win.
All right. I would say that is worth 1 tick on your quest on your quest progress.
Woo.
Yeah, nice. So I'll go back over to progress and go to quests, and that gets me up to so close. That's
All
fine.
right.
So close to the second tick. All right, so that's that online. I can clear that guy out.
Mm-hmm.
And we got an opportunity there to go over and get some other stuff. But I am, so we've got Leslie in charge. We've got the databases are online.
Mm-hmm.
Terminals, talking to terminals. The history of the colony is open to these people for whatever good that's going to do. Hopefully it will be good. And we're building them towards an equitable relationship, which is whatever. I think we can move.
All
You have
right.
anything else to do here?
I'm sure we will return to either completely vacant settlements with just guttering fires to reflect that everybody killed each other, or with Leslie as the Grand Emperor of Pharos.
They're all gone, and like the all that's left is Lincoln on an automatic loop that's just repeating the word Roanoke over and over and over again.
So, really quickly, because it sounds like we kind of want to get through this part. So, Doyce, we're going to load everybody up on the shuttle who wants to go to Mariposa.
Yep.
Drop off them with the Mariposans. Give, all the info over to Faith.
Yep.
And kind of get them up to speed.
Now I know they look useless, but they're only 90% useless, and they all got potential. They listen, they follow instructions, they don't hardly set themselves on fire, and they actually wanted to come and do this. And that's not nothing with the folks from that group. You can turn them into somebody that's useful, send them back, and then you got at least that crowd of people on the other end talking with Shackleton that aren't idiots. It's a win-win for you.
Yep. So, yeah, Faith is exasperated that they've got to babysit people. But it's like, okay, no, we need extra hands. We're digging up skate. That's fine.
I cannot think of a better thing for these people to do to get a sense of what the real world is like than having them dig up skate guts.
That is.
So, Earl, did you tell Faith about the skates yet?
Her relationship with.
Jiminy Christmas.
You want me to do it?
No, I'll do it.
Do you want to do it?
Can we get a video of this?
Yes.
You said when I told Faith that we could, that with the thing that gets us a healthy relationship thing. Oh, or did you already ting that? We're up to 6.
There we go.
All right.
We're up to 7.
We're up to 7. Hot damn. All right. Is there a role associated with this, or?
Depending on how this goes.
All right. So, all right. I got kind of a.
Starts off as just role play.
I got kind of a good news, bad news, good news. I don't know how this actually gonna shake out. I got kind of a good news, bad news, good news thing. We dug down into the databases and the history and stuff of what's going on, trying to figure out what was going on with the skates. And they were apparently originally an experiment that folks were conducting with precursor tech.
Okay. Makes sense. That's why it's wiggling.
They kept running these things through until they got the precursor tech calibrated, you might say, to perform specific functions. Healing's kind of the thing in general, but they kept tuning it until it was sort of healing plus. And that's why these things seem to keep wanting to refresh, I guess. Now, I'm not saying this thing out here is going to come back from having a meteor dropped on its head. That's not likely, but that's why the flesh. Now, if you take somebody who doesn't have nearly as much damage to them, sub-meteor, you might say, and run them through this precursor tech, well, they might keep going for quite some time without any noticeable changes.
What did they use?
Well, I think you might remember it. Remember that healing box that they got over? Now, it wasn't the folks over at Navarin who did it. This was before it was down to just the 3 of you folks. It was, back when it was...
It was arguably Mariposans.
Yeah, I mean, the database was all down here, so it was folks possibly down this area, but in any case, it was from ways back before there were just the 3 of you, your groups pointing at each other. But it was that healing box. It kind of goes into overdrive and keeps things from wearing out for a very long time, as near as we can tell.
All right. Doyce.
Yes, sir.
This sounds like a test of your relationship.
God dang it, I knew that was what it's going to be. soon as you said my name, I was like, oh, it's going to be test a connection.
Can I try and help him?
How are you going to help?
We have a bond with her, right? Or
You
we
do
have
not
a
have a
connection.
bond.
We do.
We don't share a
Faith is a
bond.
connection.
When your relationship with a connection is tested through conflict, betrayal, or circumstance, roll heart, share bond, bad plus.
All right.
All right.
So first, how is Nails help?
Nails is going to help by trying to agree and emphasize on the positive points, stay quiet on the negative points. There's like two voices saying the positive things and only one voice saying the negative.
All right. That sounds like some heart rolling.
I'm guessing it is. So let's roll.
Don't forget your +1.
Definitely won't.
If this doesn't work, I'm not going to need a shuttle ride up to the ship. I'll be in orbit before y'all.
Ah,
Hey,
good
how's
news.
that?
Yep. So Margie Nails' momentum maxes out. Doyce, you get +1 on that roll, and you're up to a 7.
I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Got the Wayfinder in my way here. Let me get down to up to a 7. Got a +1 on the roll. I'm rolling heart. Tick a dock tick. +1. Ah! Oh wait, I can burn momentum for a weak hit. I'll take it. I'll take it. I will absolutely burn momentum for a weak hit. I'm not take it.
Can you demonstrate to us how to use a shovel?
Yeah, sure I can. Earl, come over here. Okay, so connection moves. Test your relationship on a weak hit. Okay, strong hit. The test is strengthening your relationship. If you share a bond, mark 1 tick on your bond's legacy track. On a weak hit, same thing, but maintaining the relationship comes with a demand or a complication.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Okay.
I love it.
Do ya? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, complications are good.
All
You
right.
keep telling me that.
You have no idea how I'm trying to get off this rock. This thing keeps. I try to get out and they just pull me back in. No.
No. Yeah, it is definitely like Faith is frustrated about all this, and you can just see it on their face where they're just like, as soon as you start saying, like, you expect the punch,
Yep.
the punch never comes,
That's almost worse.
and then Faith starts pacing, and it's that angry pacing, the one where it's just like, you know, it
Yeah.
looks normal from the waist up, but when you look down, you can tell like the knuckles are gripped till they're white, like those.
Is the guy? Wait.
Was it Paxton? It was totally Paxton.
No, Paxton is the asshole in the
In the chair.
Huh?
in the chair right now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He was also the admin for the vault.
He was the admin for the vault at the time, and he's. How did she end up? How did she end up in the box? What was the sequence of events where she ended up in the box? Because they came to steal the box, and she ended up in it.
No.
How did that happen?
No, they came asking them to dig up the box.
Oh.
They threw her in to test it.
Right. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to her because complication.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was Paxton. That would have been. I mean, you were there.
He's like, how do you know Paxton?
Well, they keep everybody on ice over at the barn.
You shot Paxton in the face.
The box is over. Well, they put him in the box. This isn't gonna go well.
Yeah.
Is it Paxton's the one she shot in the face?
Uh-huh.
The other guy is just blind.
Okay.
It wasn't Carter. No.
Yeah, it wasn't Carter.
Because Carter was warned off of doing anything with the mere
Yeah,
persons.
Carter's eye thing
right.
is a whole different
Okay.
situation. He's not the one that got shot in the face. Paxton got
Mhm.
shot in the face. They put him in the box.
Vividly
or
so.
He had himself put in the box, and he sort of had all the records of that period of time wiped out, so people didn't know what was going on.
Not just records.
Carter, and I mean this in the most earnest fashion possible, and believe me, he's not happy about it. Carter did not know.
So this is when Faith kind of like finally like stops facing, comes over to you, and is like, so when's Paxton coming out of the box?
On a front row seat.
Define coming out of the box, because
So, Doyce, are you going to explain the situation with Paxton?
I might.
You can tell that we would like nothing more than have
This-
Paxton get out of the box.
Yeah, Jesus.
you could mention that actually.
Let me.
Paxton's not
let
a
me-
real happy camper
here's
in
the thing.
box.
Let me. Wait. We're down here. Cortex is down here too, right? Because Cortex is flying the shuttle around. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill, are you done eating? I'm assuming yes.
I'm here, but I don't know. Like, what do you want?
Say that again.
I'm here, but what do you want?
believe me when I say, Faith, that we want nothing more than for Paxton to come out of that box. It would simplify our lives immensely. Fortunately, he's managed to tangle him. If I don't explain this right, Cortex, you got to come down here and tell her what the hell's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
He's tangled. Cortex. Paxton managed to tangle himself up, his brain up, with a big chunk of the database that's helping us get all of your stuff online. We're trying.
Yeah, that's why I was making backups of what was already on those cubes.
Right. So we're trying to undo that, but in the meantime, if he comes out of the box, all of our house of cards kind of, I don't know if it comes down, but somebody sure as hell kicks the table.
Why would he come out of the box?
I believe so. Faith can kick his nuts up into his adenoids.
Well, then he's probably not going to come out of the box, is he?
I mean, he's not going to willingly come out of the box. It would be, I think, it would be a comfort to at least Carter if he was not currently wired into as much stuff as he's wired into right now. But we haven't quite figured out a way of doing that without making everything worse.
Okay, that's fine.
Really? I actually just kind of just get a completely stunned look on the face. Like, really?
Where's the radio to Carter?
I mean, we set up the terminal. You guys can talk to each other whenever you want to now.
Good. I'm going to go do that.
I'm not going to watch.
And then Faith walks away.
Okay.
Maybe now's a good time to head out into space.
Is it?
Might be a good time to head out into space.
Yeah, that I am. Oh boy, I really hope that we don't come back to a smoking ruin, but I don't see how it can help in this situation. Did we mark the thing, or does that still need to be resolved?
You mark it, but you still have to address.
Well, yeah.
the issue.
The thing is, you got to address the thing, and then you can mark it.
Yeah. So the healthy cooperation between settlements. There's a mark on it. So the question is, do you want to resolve it now?
Oh no, that wasn't what I was talking about. The test your relationship thing. There's the benefit from the strong hit, which you also get with the weak hit, but you've got to fix the thing first.
No, you don't have to fix
you don't have to fix it. There's just a thing.
Oh,
which may end up with another vow.
Got you. Which all that.
So,
yeah.
That's how the whole thing worked out with Faith wanting everybody to be friends again.
Not
so
Faith.
Not Faith. Leslie.
So
if we got a mark on the if we have a mark on
Faith, you're at 7 out of 10 with Faith.
Okay, we have a mark on Faith. We have a mark on the vow for the
establish healthy cooperation between the settlements.
That's only up to 6 though, right? Or
it's up to 7.
I can't count. All right, we're up to 7 on that. We're up to 7 on Faith. Do we want to try to resolve those?
I will say, if you manage to fill out the establish healthy cooperation between the settlements, that's 1 full box on your quest track.
What do you guys say? At this point, I mean, 7's not bad. 7's a good roll if we were rolling it. But we could leave it and come back and just try to. We don't need to get it right now. That's certainly true.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, it may be something where you finish it now, and then what happened? Any fallout might happen later.
Yeah, if it ends up being a weak hit, it's like, well, you established cooperation between the settlements, but I'm going to erase this word healthy. What do you guys think?
I think it's a great way to finish out the night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's finish up. Let's fulfill healthy relationship, cooperation. I'm going to click the thing. And I can't. A weak hit. What does that do? I think it just counts, doesn't it?
No. So.
That's a vow.
Yeah. So as above, there's more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. So I'll say this now: you all can get your full reward now. Well, obviously, the fallout of healthy cooperation between settlements, that's a question of weeks of things. So don't you worry about it.
So you're saying take the full benefit and
yes,
and then we'll regret it later.
I never said that.
It sounded like
there's a potential vow.
There is a potential vow down the line.
Down the line.
Yeah, so what I'm reading here is, if you swear a vow to set things right, your full legacy reward.
But that's something we can worry about the swearing of later once we know how things have gone slightly sideways. I say slightly.
Heck it.
Mhm.
It's a
I'm
good
fine with
cliffhanger.
I like it. All right, so
But
we
first-
What is the benefit?
it is one full box on your quest track, full
under
on your own sheet.
on
not
our
on
own
the
sheet.
Wayfinder
Everybody
sheet.
marks a full box, which gives us at the bare minimum
2
more
XP.
XP. Yeah, progress.
Yeah, so if you were at a partial box,
Mhm.
Shmarji wasn't, so Margie is a terrible example here. But
Right.
if you're at Dave,
I'm on the wrong sheet.
on
I had a-
Blaze's sheet,
I had a 3.
yeah, you have a 3, so that one goes to a full check, and then you have 3 on the next box.
Got it.
Actually, didn't I have a full box?
You did have a
Have a
full
full
box, so now you have 3 full boxes.
Oh, sweet.
So now you have 8 XP, which gives you
Ooh.
5 that you can spend.
My God.
Woo!
My God.
It's gonna. We'll start off next meeting with by asking your opinion on 3 different things that I can potentially do.
All right,
That's
we're
also
gonna.
a good thing for the forums.
Do we want to then try to put a thing on Nan? Not Nan. Faith, and do that one.
As I
too?
was saying, Nan's in the same territory.
Oh yeah, but that's not mine to conclude. My Faith isn't either. But do we want to try to conclude Faith?
Actually, hold on a second. Nan was concluded.
Yeah.
She's
You
done.
needed, yeah, she's actually done.
Yeah, we just need to clear her.
So
They need a
well,
button for make this go away.
we'll get,
You have to.
yeah, we'll get to Nan in a minute.
Oh, you can make her go away.
You can, just don't do it yet.
Okay, done. All right.
So,
All right.
Joyce, you are the person who finished off the thing. Do you want to also complete your relationship with Faith?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Forge that bond.
Oh my God. Yes. You know why? You know why? Because we didn't bullshit her at all anywhere in there. Every horrible, shitty, bad news thing we just told her.
Hmm.
And you know what? From your experience, that's not what anyone else has done. So there's probably a bit of respect there.
So that, what is that? She's formidable.
Yep. That is one full box on your bonds track.
Nice.
So yeah, you guys are rolling in XP at the moment.
Love it.
So I expect to hear you guys talking about what you.
I'm sorry, that's for all of us?
That's for
Yep.
all of you.
That's a yeah.
Because
Okay.
she was a group thing.
She, that was a group project.
So she's a bond now.
She is a bond, and I'll do
She
that.
gets a. She'll get a secondary.
Either a secondary or she's just more entrenched in her role.
She's a
Probably
bond,
just more interest in her role.
she's a Bond girl, just as
Oh my God.
Donna Noble was a companion.
All right.
Ah,
Cool. Cool.
So yeah,
Well,
okay,
we-
so that's 2 more XP.
2 more XP.
Kidding.
my God.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Well, again, you guys had the longest damn quests.
We really did. This has been I was thinking about this. I'm like, this has been extensive, and we really snowballed the
Oh.
shit out of it. Probably because there's 3. We
think-
sort of have 3 different quest hubs all at once.
But I think also the other thing was that it wasn't until a certain point in that we're like, oh wait, we could these smaller vows, these little troublesome vows, and I think it was sort of like a whole bunch of them came due, which was triggering bigger vows and things like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Nan is, or not Nan. Damn it. Faith is locked in. The relationship with the settlement is something that's going to be complicated later by stuff that we're going to have to come in and fix, probably because vow.
Probably limp back to the planet, desperate for supplies and needing the help of everyone there.
Nan satisfied. Leslie's locked away. The relationship between the communication network is up. There's functional. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Quick,
All
before
right.
we find out what that complication is.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, if you folks were serious about getting Paxton out of the machine, and need him to have a new place to go, like, we could install him in the other Hepatitis shed eventually.
That's true. Ooh.
It is a possibility.
I feel like the whole problem with Paxton will probably be something that we're going to have to sort out with that other vow, like solving that problem, whatever that is, when we come back to it. So they'll have figured out what the problem really is that they want us to fix, and we'll have more information from space.
Yeah, I feel like what's going to happen is like Faith calls up Carter saying, I need to do this, and this to shut off all the power and everything to Paxton. Carter goes ahead and does it.
Oh no, you're giving Faith way too much credit.
Okay.
It is probably more along the lines of, So I hear you have an asshole in storage.
I want to test his regeneration abilities repeatedly.
Anyway, I suspect we're going to come back to a full-fledged war of Paxton versus the
Yeah,
other settlements.
yeah. Which is fine. I mean, if nothing else, I can feel somewhat confident that whatever beef she brings to Carter about Paxton, Carter is now suddenly probably on board with that because he got shook.
Oh,
So-
yeah, he's not happy about that.
So, all right, let's please get out of here before anybody asks us, before we have to fix anything else. To space.
Cute image of the shuttle flying up into orbit.
Yeah, I do think it's probably a good thing to leave on you guys just calling up Carter really quick to be like, hey Carter, we're leaving. We'll be back in a week. We're looking at a space shuttle.
Don't set anything on fire. He thinks we're joking.
Well, if he set Paxton on fire, I'd be okay.
That's fair.
I don't think it would end well.
Don't set anything other than Paxton on fire.
All right. So, yeah. Now, next time we'll start out with finding out whatever stuff that you guys have had time to go investigate vis-a-vis your assets,
And then undertake a
and
expedition.
then undertake an expedition.
Ooh. Oh, I can finally use some of my expedition things.
Uh-huh. And, Doyce can be...
I can set a course.
I am going to not so subtly put Bill in the spotlight because Bill didn't get to do much of anything. So we're just going to shove him up there in front.
might be a good time for Doyce to maybe upgrade some of those Voidborn abilities.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm gonna see what we got. All right.
We have titillating choices as always.
Sure. All right, kids. I'm gonna hit stop record. The recording of this is, I think, now something like 4 separate video files, assuming that the videos that I started.
Any of them worked.
Well, the last one worked because I'm running on a different machine, but then I got to get it together with the other ones, and hopefully they actually recorded, even though I blue screened out. So we'll see what this one actually looks like.
Good luck.
A hot mess is what it looks like. But anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everybody
Yeah.
else. Thanks, Nils, for keeping me from failing a bunch of rolls.
Yeah, this was both exciting
This
and
is
also
very historic.